So we're rolling?
Yeah.
Why I feel nervous like it's our first time again. Like a virgin. Podcasting for the first time.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, we were seeing if anybody would text us. Like, hey, what happened to the episode? But nobody fucking texts, so fuck you guys. No, just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened.
We were pretty busy last weekend, and then it
Yeah.
kind of just got away from us.
Right.
And then it was, yeah, Sundays are tough to podcast on, and it was like coming down to the wire.
Yeah, it was also difficult too because the Dodgers were in
Yeah.
make or break games.
Yeah.
So it was like we were like watching so much sports and then
Would you-
also doing like all the shit we were doing.
Yeah, we didn't even live up to our horror night movies every night either.
Yeah.
We didn't even fucking do that.
Yeah, we planned on doing like the horror movies thing. That didn't work out.
Watching sports, dude.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
sports. It's been a depressing day. Dodgers got fucking blown out yesterday, and it's actually mind-boggling, the shit we were doing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I know this has like been a controversial like topic with the Dodger fans, but just to quickly talk about the Dodgers before we do our thing. If you're there's like two arguments that have been made inside the Dodger fan base. People defending Dave Roberts and people against Dave Roberts. And I'm one of the people against Dave Roberts.
Me too.
It doesn't make any fucking sense how we are, what was it, top of the seventh?
Yeah.
2 on, 1 on second, 1 on third, and we bring Souza up to pinch hit instead of Gavin Lux?
Or even Austin Barnes.
Austin Barnes?
I don't know. There's so many more
Souza.
options. And he just gets K'd.
Souza, really?
Yeah.
And I know it's everybody's, the argument's kind of like, well, you can't really get mad at Dave Roberts for his players not performing. No, I'm judging Dave Roberts for his poor managing.
Yeah.
One, why are our starters bullpenning?
Yeah, he burnt out all of our starters.
Yeah, he burnt out all of our starters, putting them in games that honestly, like, they shouldn't have been playing.
Mm-mm. They were. I'm not taking anything away from the Braves. They played a great series.
They fucked us up.
Their defense was fucking phenomenal. Taking nothing away from the Braves, nothing at all. But they didn't get our best team. Roberts, the way he handled the bullpen and our pitching staff is just not smart, in my opinion. I'm not the one making millions of dollars like he is, so who am I? I could be completely wrong, but it's just my opinion. Kenley Jansen is our closer.
Right.
Everybody knows that.
Right.
So why do we bring him in the 8th and then other pitchers in the 9th when we're potentially going to win a game?
Right.
He had a great series, don't get me wrong, but he's not our closer. That's not his job.
He's a 7th, 8th inning guy.
And he goes in there 9th and we fucking lose.
Yeah.
Dumb shit like that. Or when Chris Taylor's having a hot fucking postseason and you tell him to bunt.
Yeah.
I don't understand that kind of shit.
Right.
I don't know if it's one of those things where you're like trying to catch people off guard. I don't know. I just didn't like his decision making. Our poor pitchers were Buehler, Urias, and Scherzer were doing their best.
They gave it their fucking all,
short-term
dude.
notice, dude. Like, their arms were burnt. Even Scherzer said, I can't go Game 6. My arm is fucking burnt. I'll do my best to go Game 7 if we make it there.
Yeah.
But my arm's not there. He's an older guy.
Right.
And Buehler is a youngster, so he tried to do it, and he
got smoked.
He got smoked, man.
He couldn't do it.
It's not fair to the pitchers to put it on them.
Also, too,
is.
we were without Kershaw. We were without Muncy.
Dustin May from beginning of the year.
Dustin May from the beginning of the year. And then some people were like, oh, you make all those trades and do all those signings just to lose. Yeah, well, one of our signings ended up being a fucking piece of shit, like, freak show. And he didn't play the second half of the year. If he didn't get caught for that, you're telling me that we're going to lose to the fucking Braves with Trevor Bauer, fucking Walker Buehler, and Scherzer and Urias?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
And then losing Muncy in that last game, dude, he's our power hitter. I don't
It was
know.
tough.
We can say everything we can and make like to all the haters. Like, there's a lot of Dodger haters. A lot of people hate our team. So to them, we're just making excuses. I get it. Whatever. Fuck you. It is what it is. Like I said, I'm not taking anything away from the Braves. They played
dude,
a great
Rosario
series,
Rosario had a home run a game against us, dude.
they did
that dude
great.
beat the fuck out of us. And then I'm a big Freddie Freeman fan. I'm just a fan of him as a person. So I mean, I guess it's whatever. It is what it is. Also another thing too is Souza didn't make sense going in there, bottom like with 1 out, or it was 0 when he came in, right?
I think so.
Why is Gavin Lux not? Like I'm sorry.
know.
Everybody's I know like he said, Austin Barnes, Gavin Lux. We had better hitters than Souza. Like why Souza? Why not Gavin Lux, who's been hitting?
Beatty was out there to try and hit.
Right, Beatty. Like I don't know. There's a lot of fucking people that are better than Souza. What was the decision behind Souza? Like if we would have gotten Gavin Lux, all Gavin had to do was hit a deep, like single, and that's what 3 to 4.
Yep. Yeah.
Or even if he literally just hit a double, even if he got a double, that's tie game. That's 4-4.
Yeah.
Like that's all they needed, and you put Souza in.
I guess we'll never know, and I think the scarier part is we are losing a lot, potentially losing a lot of our starters next year to free agency.
Yeah. I think Walker's gonna stay after the shit he's been saying about like how he loves the city and how he loves the team and shit. So I hope Walker stays. Kershaw's gone. I think Seager stays. I think. I don't know.
CT3 stays.
I hope CT3 stays.
Joe Kelly. I'd like
Joe
to keep
Kelly,
him as a setup.
I don't know, man.
Kenley Jensen's a free agent. I don't know what's going to happen with him.
He had a good year.
Yeah, he did have a good year. I'll be the first one to say because I was a big Kenley hater for a while last year when he struggled, and he did have a great bounce back year.
Yeah, he had a great year. But yeah, and then also too, Mookie getting K'd twice, and then with 2 outs, 2 on, he gets K'd again. It's just kind of like. Yeah, you can make the argument for both that are poor managing and just poor play out of the players.
Yeah, Trey Turner, that guy went into the playoffs, one of the hottest hitters in baseball.
He couldn't
laid an egg, dude. Went out
literally
there and
couldn't touch the ball.
egg.
Yeah, couldn't touch the fucking ball to save his life.
And then we lose Big Red in the middle of the series.
Yeah,
Justin Turner to injury. Like,
I don't know.
Man. That's baseball. Injuries happen.
Yeah, let's go Braves because I fucking hate the Astros and I don't want to hear their sorry ass redneck fucking fans talking about how like, oh, we cheated, but we won the World Series. We won the like. I don't want to hear that shit. Go Braves. I hope Rosario beats the fuck out of them.
And they already have that thing too, where they're showing on live TV that video I sent you, and there's someone's putting a light in the back during the Red Sox game, like doing light signals. Like, I think you motherfuckers are cheating again.
Yeah, I don't know, man, but whatever. Let's go Braves. I don't want the fucking Astros to win. I would rather. I would rather. I'm not gonna watch it either, but I would rather both of them. If there was a way for both of them to lose, that'd be great. But
every game 0-0.
Yeah, I guess go Braves because I fucking hate the Astros. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's been a couple of weeks. Raiders are looking good without Gruden.
Yep.
Without Gruden, and we look good, man. Now that Olsen and all of our coordinators and shit are now making the calls, like we look good.
Yeah, they got a good flow. We got hit by the injury bug, and we still smashed on the Eagles today.
Yeah.
So that's good. You know,
fucking dogged on the Eagles, and then we dogged on the Broncos too.
Yeah, and we got a bye next week during Halloween, and then we go to New York against the Giants.
We'll more than likely, hopefully, beat the fuck out of them too.
And then we got the Chiefs, who are struggling. They just got smashed 27-3. And then the Bengals, who are fucking hot right now.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good game. So, and then the Cowboys, which will also be a good game, and I'm hoping we beat the fuck out of them.
Yeah, because of those fans again.
Yeah. Yeah, sports has been a spectacle, and then the Lakers, Jesus Christ, Russell Westbrook.
Speaking of laying eggs.
That shit was bad, man.
You have AD and Dwight Howard fucking fighting on the sides, all bad.
Yeah, it's not looking good, man. It's pretty depressing.
Yeah.
For any sport that's not the Raiders football as of now.
UCLA went down to the wire with Oregon. Which was Oregon's ranked number 8 right now. And we barely lost him at the end. Oh, I was going to tell you. So we have this slot wide receiver named Kyle. Why am I drawing a blank right now? He's badass, little white boy. And the reason I want to tell you this is because they're saying anybody in the NFL next year, if you want to draft the next Hunter Renfrow, they said this on live TV, you draft this kid. He is the equivalent to Hunter Renfrow in college right now with the route running. He's our slot wide receiver.
Is he the one that me and you were talking about? Or is that the other guy?
I'm not sure. He's a wide receiver.
Yeah, because I remember we were watching this one white boy playing, and we were like, "Damn, this kid's balling out!" Like
yeah,
he had like
probably was
a couple of touchdowns a game. Like he was a fucking beast. When you say his last name, I'll know if it's the guy I'm thinking of or not. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait for UCLA basketball. I hope UCLA basketball is good. I want to see Johnny Juzang.
Dude, so many people are coming back to play this year.
Yeah, Tiger and isn't Tiger playing?
Yep,
yeah,
he's coming back.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. I don't know why our UCLA colors look really good on basketball jerseys.
Kyle Phillips,
yeah, that's the guy I was thinking.
I thought it was interesting because we're Raider fans and we're UCLA fans, and they're like, this kid is the Hunter Renfrow of college football, not UCLA football, of college football.
Yeah,
they're like, if anybody wants to look for the next Hunter Renfrow, you need to draft this kid.
Yeah, I'm looking
like,
forward to it because he was a beast. We were watching him play. We were like, God damn, this kid's fucking torching these kids.
Yeah, and it's crazy to see like these little white guys go in there and turn it up. Oh, don't cancel me.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's I don't know. Rich Bisaccia is doing really well. I think him giving the freedom to Ole and Derek Carr to kind of make the plays on offense is paying off because Derek Carr since then has been fucking balling.
I think the big thing's gonna be like you said, like, so if we continue to win like this and we make the playoff, do you keep him as head coach next year?
I would. Yeah.
So
I don't see. Yeah. And if you because think about it, if he makes the playoffs, even if we get first rounded in the playoffs, he literally came in on like almost short notice to kind of like coach an entire football team to himself.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have preparation to like.
The dude had to learn how to use the headset.
Yeah, he had to learn how to do the headset.
What do I do? How do I work this? I've never worn a headset.
Yeah, so I think we give him a shot next year if we make the playoffs, which is looking like we're making the playoffs.
Hopefully, man.
Hopefully.
We're so inconsistent.
Our schedule looks pretty weak outside of like the Cowboys and Cincinnati. Our schedule looks pretty weak. And then Cleveland's been pretty mediocre. Kansas has been ass.
Well, against us, they always somehow, I don't know.
I don't think so, man. I think our defense is so good. Our defense is so good, and Patrick Mahomes has at least one interception in the past 6 games. So we'll dog on him, in my opinion. We'll dog on him. He'll get sacked a few times. He'll throw a few picks, and then Derek Carr and the offense will ball out like they have been with Rich Bisaccia. So I'm confident against the Chiefs. I'm so confident against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the Bengals and the Cowboys I'm worried about. Those will be our true deciders.
I think I'm just going to take the route that the Raiders do every week, and there's just 1-0 every week. Just focus on that one team and try to beat them.
Yeah.
We're going into a bye. Hopefully get some people to heal up. Darren Waller didn't play today because of injury. Jacobs left because of injury.
Jacobs is fucking Mr. Glass, dude.
Yeah, he's turning into the Saquon Barkley and the McCaffreys.
Yeah. It's bad, man. Like he's like the guy that you want to root on. Because just his story and then also how good of a football player he is and his personality, you're just like, I want him to be the best. And then he just gets there.
What's funny is I like to look at the pictures of when they get to the stadium for the game, and he came in a Louis Vuitton like bulletproof vest wearing it, and then he leaves with the chest injury. Like, you should have kept that fucking bulletproof vest on.
Right? Yeah, I don't know, man. It's looking good for the Raiders. I'm looking forward to Johnny Juzang basketball.
Yes, sir.
And so yeah, sports is pretty fun.
Yeah.
And then AEW and the war between AEW versus WWE continues on, and it's looking like AEW is getting the edge in like views and shit. Yeah. I think. I know there's been a lot of back and forth barking between Roman Reigns and AEW, and then like MJF. Like I sent you that thing with MJF on like that wrestling podcast. That dude he's the Miz. The way I compared him, like that I talked to you about him, is I described him as the Miz of AEW, except a way better wrestler.
Yeah, I remember.
Like he could talk the greatest shit, but the thing is with AEW, they're more ruthless. So fucking MJF, like he's going out there like making fun of some dude's dead dad and shit, and you're just like, oh shit, and he's just like kind of just like. He's like, I don't know, like he mocks people like The Miz and he roasts them about like certain shit and he just makes fun of the crowd and you're just like, dude, this guy's amazing on the mic. And then he wrestles and he's an even better wrestler. So then you're just like, oh my God, they got guys like that over there, and you're just like,
bringing back the Ravishing Rick Rudes.
yeah.
He used to make fun of all the rednecks in the crowd and like make fun of fat chicks and stuff like that. And then he'd bring a hot chick in the ring and he'd lay her on the floor and he'd fucking wave his junk over her face. And stuff like that.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. And then
you know what's crazy? It's kind of dying down right now is UFC. Like you don't hear any big UFC fights that are like, oh, I can't wait for that fight.
Outside of like the fights that are gonna be in like November and December, like there's not really much.
Yeah, they kind of like died down a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Did you hear Fedor just fought?
Fedor fought again?
Emelianenko and Bellator, and he knocked this dude the fuck out.
No.
Yeah, like highlight reel.
Old man still got it?
Laid out this big ass white dude, knocked him the fuck out. I read that too, and I was like, it's got to be old, right? And I was like, oh shit, he just fought in Bellator and knocked this dude the fuck out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then you hear Logan Paul against Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I seen that, and I was like, yo, Logan Paul's kind of the man for that.
He just gotta be careful because he kept on making little comments to Mayweather like, hey man, relax, it's a exhibition. Like if Tyson flips that switch, like you're not gonna be able to calm that fucker down. He's a fucking warrior, dude. He's gonna knock you the fuck out. He's gonna try to knock
you the fuck out.
Yeah, like you gotta be careful with that one, dude.
Yeah, he's a fucking.
Even old, he's still a fucking beast.
I think he'll beat the shit out of Logan Paul, to be honest.
Yeah, Logan. I don't know if he has a gas tank to stay with them too, even though he's younger, because he gassed out against Mayweather.
Right.
So I don't know.
And he got dropped by KSI's fucking like wild haymaker. Imagine now with like a fucking constructed full force right on the button. He's gonna get fucking hurt. But hey, respect to Logan, dude.
Yeah, for not backing down.
Fight Mike.
He's not backing down. I'll give him that. Hell yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, he's gonna go in there and try to have fun, and then Mike Tyson's gonna rip his head off in my eyes. But
true.
I also want to see Anderson Silva box some more, dude, because it looks like his sport. Like it looks like his sport with his head movement and shit, like boxing like Muhammad Ali. You're like, oh shit.
Makes you wonder how great he could have been if he did it at a younger age.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, like in his prime, if he would have went to boxing instead of the UFC.
Yeah, he would have made way more money and had a better life, been richer. Because UFC
honestly,
known to not pay their people.
So. Honestly, man, I think his career it went the best it could have. I think it's good that he went to MMA first to establish himself as an all-time great mixed martial artist, and then to go into boxing and establish himself as an all-time great boxer too. Imagine that. Like that's like
they gotta start
GOAT
giving
status
him some,
shit.
Legit fights now.
Yeah.
Because Tito, like the guy's had like 14 neck surgeries. The guy could barely turn his head.
He got fucking embarrassing.
Flatlined.
That picture of him like this on the floor. Yeah. It's like, oh my god.
And then Chavez Jr. is known for not having strong work ethic. He lives off his dad, So like he's a great boxer and fought some big time dudes, but I'm willing to bet he didn't take that fight serious and was like, it's an old MMA fighter. I'll go over and outclass the dude, and then he realized, oh fuck, I'm in a legit fight, and he lost. So it's hard to say, but
right.
I don't know. I'd love to
see. And then did you see the shit with Jake Paul? Mm-mm. So Jake Paul's gonna fight Tyson Fury's younger brother.
I thought you were talking about with Anderson.
And then Jake, do you see the clause that they made, like the deal they made? Yeah. Crazy that he's gonna accept that. Crazy. So if Jake wins, like what was it? Fury's brothers Fury's brother Fury's gonna have to change his last name legally for at least a year.
Yeah.
What was it to like something almost or something some shit like that?
Something shitty. But Tyson Fury said like, I'll disown your fucking ass from the family if you lose to this fucking guy.
You're right.
So there's a lot on the line for him, dude. Hopefully he doesn't fucking choke because of the pressure.
Right. And that like if I'm him, your biggest mistake is underestimating Jake. Don't underestimate Jake. Take him like serious and then just outclass him.
Yep.
You got to take Jake serious because kid's got power, kid's got form, and the only thing that he like struggled with in his last fight was like just the gas tank. If he works on the gas tank and then like maybe sharpens things up a little bit more, like because fundamentally like he'll be good. And like what people got to stop doing. I mean, this is like non-boxer, like non-real mixed martial artists, dumb fans who don't know anything about the sport. Like, a lot of people are like, "Oh, you could beat the fuck out of him. You see him in the last fight. He's gonna get better from the last fight.
Yeah, he's gonna get better every time.
He's gonna get better every time.
He's gonna get better.
So that's what Fury has to do is recognize that. Like, he's gonna be better next time around. So I gotta be prepared for that. I'm not gonna go in here think I'm gonna smoke this dude and then just get fucking shocked.
Your last name's not gonna carry you through it. So
no, you gotta
because of who your brother is.
Right. And then I sent you that thing about Tyson Fury completely dismantling Vladimir Klitschko.
Mm-hmm.
I think after watching that shit, bro, like Tyson Fury's got to be one of the greatest heavyweight boxers of all time.
Oh, he's up there for sure.
Like the guys he's beaten, unreal.
Yeah.
Klitschko, Wilder, like he's dethroned kings, dude.
Yeah.
Of the sport, like he is dethroned kings, and like
Klitschko brothers were holding it for a while.
Yeah, and then Fury came and mauled the shit out of him. And he dethroned kings and didn't even he dethroned them in a way where it was like not even close.
Yeah.
Like he beat the fucking horse shit out of each and every single one. Like it wasn't even close. It wasn't even competitive. I can't remember the last time Fury's had a competitive fight.
And just his personality too makes you root for him. Like even though Wilder was like saying all that shit, like he'll never respect him. Who's he send a shout out for on his birthday? He sends Wilder a shout out. Says, hey, God bless you and your family. I hope everything's good.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah, he's just a great guy.
Just a good guy, and he's like, you know what? You could hate me all you want, whatever. We threw on a great trilogy. You know,
right,
made a lot of money. Happy birthday.
One of the greatest heavyweight matches ever.
You know, and you're just like, it makes Wilder like I don't know if he's doing it on purpose because it makes Wilder look more like a piece of shit.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. It's I guarantee you, it's somewhat intentional.
Yeah.
Even if he means it, he probably means it, but is also doing it intentionally.
Yeah, a little bit of both in there.
Mhm. So you have this shit right here.
What's this about? So I thought we'd do a little content material since we do this. We always talk about the same sports, and we went from a peak of like 60-some viewers to the last few videos we've had 12 on each one. So I know that's our core group, but I just thought we'd throw some more fun stuff out there. So I was trying to do some content stuff just to get some laughs, because I know your personality and I know my personality. Come up with some off the wall shit.
Right.
So to start it off, I think since it's a content one, I think you should get up and give your dad a hug.
Yeah.
You gotta get up. Oh shit! I didn't think you were gonna do it. I was gonna say here guys, you guys gotta leave comments on why he's a jerk for not giving his dad a hug. There goes that one.
Well, shit. Leave a comment down below of how I'm the greatest guy ever, dude.
Yeah, the greatest hit ever right there. Got me all giddy and feeling all red in the cheeks. Yeah. So
what's this shit about?
So I asked you to write down a bunch of random movie titles. I wrote down a couple.
Must I say, to intervene here a little bit, interrupt you a little bit, harder than I thought it would be. I only got 3 in there.
When I thought about it, I was like, oh, fuck, I struggled, dude.
Because you have to make it real. Like, well, you'll get into it, but you have to kind of make it believable. So, like, it was kind of hard to come up with believable shit.
Yeah, but then I started thinking about movie titles, and I'm like, that's weird as fuck. And that it worked. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, let's see.
Joe Dirt.
Like, who would have thought that shit? Or The Ring.
Right.
You know, it's a great fucking... Or Halloween for a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
You know, like, what the fuck? But it's like they go into time at the best. So let's just do one. Pull it out and read it out loud. And I'll tell you what we're going to do.
Oh, shit. All right. Lady Tremaine.
Okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go back and forth and talk about what this movie is about.
Okay.
And then we're going to say if it's like a horror movie, if it's a comedy, whatever it is, we're going to give the description of what this movie's about. And then we're going to not act out, but talk about the best scene of the movie.
Okay.
And then we're going to say who plays who and what, like who in our eyes is going to play that character.
Okay.
So Lady Tremaine is an actual real thing. So what happened, the reason I got that one is that's the evil stepmom in Cinderella.
Oh, okay.
So what I was thinking is like this is going to be a Disney, like how she became
an origin story.
An origin story of Lady Tremaine.
Right.
Okay, but it's going to be a live action.
Okay.
And it's going to talk about, so we'll go back and forth on ideas. So what I'm thinking is, she wasn't always an asshole.
Right.
She got her heart broken.
And
she got her heart broken because her stepsister stole her man.
Oh, shit.
And that's why she wants her daughters to get the man and not her stepdaughter. Because her daughters, that's their stepsister.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why she became so evil and angry and shit.
Right.
So what you got? Just add anything.
What's the prince's name in Cinderella?
Oh, fuck. I don't know.
Prince, it's like... Is it Prince Eric?
No, Prince Eric's in... don't ask me how I know this.
Little Mermaid. Well, you grew up with a daughter who watched that shit every week.
Yeah.
Whatever the prince's name. his dad is the one who dated
Hell
the
yeah.
stepsister.
Hell yeah,
Fell in love with the stepsister.
And that's why.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
she wants to get the son.
So how does she end up in money? Because they have a pretty decent house.
Yeah.
So she was wealthy, and that's why she had a chance at the prince.
Right.
Because she came into money from her family, owning a farm or whatever.
Right.
Her stepsister fell in love with the prince, got the prince, and became rich and famous. Wait a minute, but then that might mean like the new prince might be related to Cinderella, because isn't that like her niece or something?
Well, isn't she? So it's not really if she's isn't Cinderella the stepdaughter?
Yeah, that's true.
So they're not related by blood. I think the only people who would be related are the.
Here to make it great, you know why that's a stepdaughter? And there's no dad around? Because the evil witch, Lady Tremaine, fucking killed the husband.
Yep.
Yeah, she fucking
Killed him
poisoned
and
that
took
fool.
that bitch.
Because he was always more to Cinderella than her daughters.
Right. And then
she had to take over for her.
Man, this one's hard.
So, okay, so this is to kind of go in. Let's lay out the best scene. So, she writes a letter to the prince and says, if you truly love me, you will meet me at the barn at midnight tonight and we'll run away together. And I'll leave my family and all my riches to be with you. Right?
Right.
And then she's waiting in the barn. And that's where all the little talking mice and shit are there because they used to be her friends before they were Cinderella's.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so they're like on her side trying to help. And she's waiting. And then one of them says that they're going to go to the castle to find out where he's at.
Okay.
And they find her stepsister with the prince.
Damn.
Yeah, and then she like goes off on a tirade, and it shows her watching them, and she's like all mad with her hair all crazy, and she says, "I'll make you pay one day.
Oof.
I'll be in that castle one day."
Damn.
So who plays Lady Tremaine?
Lady Tremaine, a young Lady Tremaine.
Someone with dark hair, tall stature.
Kind of skinny face.
Yeah. That could be an evil, but like maybe was pretty hot back in her day.
I honestly like the first one that came in my mind was Angelina Jolie, but she plays Maleficent, so you can't really redo that one.
Well, Jennifer Aniston. Oh no, Courtney Cox. How about Courtney Cox?
Courtney Cox would be a good one. Yep.
Yeah,
that's
Courtney Cox. The original prince is played by the dad prince that ends up leaving her is played by
Well, cause he looks old as fuck. He's bald, has like a big mustache and shit.
Isn't he chunky?
Yeah, he's like chunky and big and small.
Jack Black.
Jack Black.
And it can almost be like a dark comedy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jack Black.
She only wants to be in the family because they're rich.
Yeah.
They got a lot of money.
Yeah.
You could fancy up Jack Black, make him look good, give him a nice little comb over.
And then he always grows his beard out pretty good, and then he shaves it randomly. Like if he left that mustache, he could get a nice little one. You know?
Right.
I think he'll be good with that.
Right.
I like Jack Black for it.
I like Jack Black.
Or Jonah Hill.
Or Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill.
He lost too much weight.
Yeah.
Super bad Jonah Hill would have been good.
Honestly, I don't know, man. I like Jack Black. Jack Black for sure.
I'm good with Jack Black.
Courtney Cox, Jack Black, and then the stepsister.
That stole him.
We could go.
Olivia Wilde.
Olivia Wilde would be good.
Yeah.
Olivia Wilde would be good.
Yeah, because she's an older chick, but still has
Right.
that look of like the back times of them.
Right. And then we'll cast Jack and the voice actors for Gus and Jack, right?
I thought Jack's the baby from Incredibles. It's Gus and I don't remember the other ones.
I thought the other one was the skinny one was like Jack, right? Well, I gotta look this shit up now because I'm gonna be angry.
Gonna bother you?
Yeah, it's gonna bother me. Cinderella.
The mice.
Oh,
And then we got to do a fairy godmother, too.
Ooh, we do. That will be,
So did the Lady Tremaine, did she have a fairy godmother before she turned bad? Maybe even she fights the fairy godmother because she failed. And the fairy godmother's trying to tell her there's true love out there for you, and she gets all fucking mad and fights her. You know?
Right.
And then she loses the power of having a fairy godmother because of that. That's why she gets so bitter.
She tries to use her powers to...
She tries to steal the wand.
She tries to use the powers to kind of like trick the prince's brain into falling in love with her.
Yeah.
And then she's like, nah, like that's not how we
That's
roll
the way
out
it
here.
works.
Yeah.
You can't find it?
No.
Really? Let's see.
1950.
Let's see. The Mice Cinderella.
Okay, yeah. Oh, the same guy. One guy plays Gus and Jack.
Is the other one named Jack?
Yeah, it's like spelled J-A-Q though.
Oh yeah. Fairy godmother Anastasia. Prince Charming.
Prince Charming, that's what it is. Jack, Keegan-Michael Key.
What did you do Peel too for the other one?
And Peel the other one?
That'd
Yeah, I'm down.
Dope, dude.
I'm down.
Oh, and then what about that cat Lucifer? That's a little evil cat too.
Does he talk?
No, but he's an asshole.
Oh. We'll cast our cat.
Right. Let's try another one. That one was a little harder because we already had some content.
It was a good one though. I like that plan. We copyright that. If you guys want to use that for a fucking origin story, you gotta pay us. Twisted Santa Claus.
Twisted Santa Claus.
Oh shit! All
right. So I'm gonna say horror.
Yeah.
Horror movie because it
no,
comes out.
psychological horror.
Okay, define that. What does that mean?
So there's horror where it's just kind of just like disturbing and shit. Psychological horror is more like mind fuck, like the Get Outs, the Us.
Okay.
Psychological is more like I guess no. Psychological is more disturbing. It's kind of just like creepy and weird and eerie.
Okay, so do you want to say that he gets he finally gets fed up with the ungrateful kids of the world? That there's more ungrateful kids than there are grateful, and like he feels like his work is being wasted and his time and magic, and he starts to get fucking resentful.
Right. So there's a show called this is just an idea. We might not follow this, but when I read that, I thought of this this episode on one of my favorite TV shows called Love, Death, and Robots. Love, Death, and Robots. What am I, fucking German? Love, Death, and Robots. And it's an anthology, so every episode's a unique story with unique art styles and shit. And there's this Christmas one. There's this Christmas one, and Santa Claus is fucked up and weird. He's like this little gooey, like, arm creature that comes and puts presents out and shit. And the reason why they tell kids to stay asleep and to like be asleep when Santa comes and to like, you know, not disturb him, whatever, is because he's fucking weird and scary. And so they didn't want to ruin these kids' ideology of what Santa really is, because he really is a creepy fucking weird monster guy, right?
Yeah.
And he comes and eats the cookies and drops presents off and shit.
He's a good dude though.
He's a good guy. So at the end of the story, the kids are all scared and shit. They're like, what the fuck? And then he like barfs up a present and then hands it to both of them. And it was like, you're a good kid. You guys are on the good list. And he kills the kids on the naughty list.
Oh, he kills them.
He eats them. Yeah.
Okay, I like that for Twisted Santa. So if that show wants to use our title.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think we do something like that, except Santa Claus looks like the Santa Claus that we all imagine. So like the same coat, beard, but he's like kind of like
Hunchback of Notre Dame status.
Yes.
Droopy eye.
Right.
Got like a big lump in his back. Maybe his spine's actually twisted a little bit. That's why he walks like that.
Right. And he like walks like skips almost like this kind of.
Yeah.
He like drags his left leg almost.
Got an eyes way big and low, and one that's high.
And if the kids aren't sleeping, instead of dropping coal, he stuffs them in the present bag.
Or what if Twisted Santa is the Santa that goes for the bad kids, and regular Santa goes for the good kids, and he goes to kill all the bad kids in the world, or he shits in their stockings and stuff like that. And then it dries up, and people think it's coal. That's what the story for you get coal in your stocking, but really it's shit.
Oh, here's an idea. Here's an idea. I just thought of an idea. There's 2 Santa Clauses. And Santa Claus, the Twisted Santa Claus, is a demon spawn that has been like impersonated and locked up in the North Pole, and then he gets loose. And
there was multiple. That's why, but he got locked up because he's fucked up. But that answers the question why they say how can Santa get across the whole world in one night, because there's multiple.
Yeah.
But this one he's twisted, and that's why he got locked up.
Yes.
And he always wants to hurt the bad kids when the other Santas are always thinking, no, there's only good kids. And he's like, no, you have to make them pay so that they'll appreciate. You can't appreciate the sun until there's rain. And he starts doing all this weird fucking psychological shit.
Right. So then he just comes and...
He escapes?
He escapes, yeah.
How does he escape? Maybe that's the scene we act out. That's
right.
He tricks an elf and he fucking snaps his neck. He asks for some milk and cookies on the holiday or something.
Right. Maybe like the way he kills people, he just twists their body. So like he'll snap their
He's
torso.
Got crazy strength.
Yeah, he snaps their torso to where the legs are faced backwards and their torso is faced forwards.
Yeah, and they're still alive though, like just fucking twitching through the pain.
Yeah, just kind of yeah.
And they have like a little squeaky voice because they're little.
Right.
So they're just like
yeah. Right. Yep. And that's how he does it, dude.
And that's how he gets out. So he gets out, and now he wants to make all the bad kids of the world suffer.
Right.
Because he wants them to appreciate, and he wants other kids to be fearful so that they'll be good.
Right.
So he thinks in his head he's doing the right thing, kind of like Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks he's doing the right thing by the world and making better kids by putting fear out there.
Right.
But in reality, he's just fucking murking kids and shit.
So is he Krampus?
I haven't seen Krampus.
Krampus is like an actual yeah, you watched it with me and Derek, and then you remember Derek was like, I got nightmares, and Mom was like, you guys, this is why we don't watch horror movies. You don't remember that?
Kinda, yeah.
And they had like the evil gingerbread men.
Oh yeah, I kind of do remember.
Right,
that.
and then the main actor was Adam Scott, who plays Derek and Step Brothers.
Oh okay, yeah.
Yeah, we haven't seen that movie in a long ass time.
I've only seen it once.
Long ass time. But like pretty much the ideology is Krampus is evil Santa.
And he's hurting bad kids?
Yes. Or no, I think he goes after the kids that don't believe in Santa Claus.
So ours is a little different because ours is going after
the bad kids, the naughty ones, yeah.
And he thinks that like I was saying that he's making it better, more good kids because he's putting the fear in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's gonna have to. So does the good Santa go to battle him to take him out?
How
does he get stopped? Or maybe this is a story of Santa's little helper, not really Santa, and he goes out to stop him.
Yeah. And then we got to cast the main kid that gets tormented by him. Because Santa, I imagine a scene where they hear the sleigh land on the house, and then he hears it leave, but they hear another one land.
Yeah.
And so he comes right after Santa Claus just came and left.
Because he has a little sister that's good. So she got the presents for the first Santa to come.
Right.
And then the second Santa comes for him.
Right.
The twisted Santa.
Right. And then I just imagine like a kid, the bad kid coming downstairs looking, and then like in the background in the kitchen, he just kind of walks by in the background.
It's just for a little fucking...
Like his here little walk.
Yeah.
And the kid doesn't see him.
And he breathes loud. Yeah. And he's always cussing like a grouchy old man. Like, fucking motherfucking shit.
Yeah.
God damn it. Fucking,
he's
got these fucking kids to appreciate
right.
Christmas.
Right. He's got like a slimy voice almost.
Yeah. And
like
he
a
drools
slimy.
and shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, and now he's got fucked up teeth from all the cookies and shit. Because he didn't believe in brushing his shit.
Yep.
They're all fucked up.
Twisted Santa Claus, Andy Serkis.
Who's he?
He plays literally every like animal character. He plays Gollum. He plays
Oh yeah,
he plays Claw from Black Panther. He plays
hell yeah.
Andy
He's perfect
Serkis.
for it.
Yeah.
He got the voice down. Oh, that's a perfect casting.
Yep. And then
the bad kid.
The
I was
bad.
thinking of the kids from It.
Yeah. Thinking probably. The first one that came to my mind was Noah Jupe from Quiet Place. The curly head kid.
Which can he play a bad kid too though? Because he seemed pretty innocent in that one. He's just an idiot.
Yeah. We could just go. The kid who plays the brother, Georgie.
Oh, okay.
Go get him.
He plays both in It. Like, he does some evil shit in there.
Yeah.
Like, he plays it pretty well.
Yeah.
I like that one. So what's the ending? How does he survive this? How does he survive Twisted Santa? Did he turn him and convince him, or he fucking murked this fool?
Yeah, does the bad guy win in the end?
Ooh, for once.
Yeah.
It's the bad guy, and it leaves it open for fucking Twisted Santa 2.
Yep.
He thinks he wins. But fucking Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is actually another deformed fucking reindeer. That's why he's only in one fucking story, but they always say he's not part of Santa's reindeer.
Mm-hmm.
Rudolph's actually a bad guy.
Well, they got the story wrong. It wasn't that he helped the troops. It was that he got fucking kicked to the curb because he wasn't like everybody else.
Yeah. And he didn't have just a red nose that lit up. It was because that shit was all deformed and fucking gooey and shit.
Yeah.
And at the end, he pops out to help Twisted Santa take this kid out.
Yeah.
Fucking antler to the fucking back and lifts him up. And he's just like,
yeah.
fucking bleeding and shit.
Yeah, and then Santa Claus gets word of it. He pulls up, and Twisted Santa Claus murks his ass too.
And then he becomes the new Santa.
And at the end, he's just dragging Santa Claus by the foot.
Fucking blood trail on the fucking roof.
Yep.
End credits.
End credits scene. Yep. Next one. Santa Claus, Andy Serkis. We casted Georgie as whatever, or as the bad kid.
Yeah.
I think that's the only castings that really matter.
Yeah. There'll be some secondary characters.
Yeah. All right, next one. Guten Tag, Andy.
What the fuck? What?
Guten Tag, Andy. Guten Tag means like good evening or hello in German. And
so
the
it's
name
a fucking
Andy.
independent film.
Yeah. All right.
And subtitles and shit.
Right.
So hello,
right.
Andy.
I'll start this one. Guten Tag, Andy.
Okay.
Andy is Hitler's little brother, who's actually not as evil.
Not as evil?
He's
so
just
he's
not.
got some evil?
He's not evil at all.
Oh, okay.
He's just the nicest guy ever. But he's kind of got this stigma. He gets bullied in school because his fucking older brother is Hitler.
Adolf and Andy.
Yeah. And so the kids like kind of pick on him, say his fucking older brother's a psycho.
Is this a thriller?
It's a comedy.
It's a comedy?
For sure.
Okay.
For sure it's a comedy. Yep. A rom-com maybe.
Played
if
by
you will.
Seth Rogen.
Because isn't fucking Seth Rogen a Jew in real life?
he plays
Andy.
Little brother.
Right.
Andy.
So Adolf's is like fucking 20 years older than Andy. Yeah. And by the time Andy's like 30, like fucking Hitler's like long gone. Like he's long gone, like fucking 15 years dead, like 20 years dead. Like he never knew his brother, but he just kind of has to carry that like that kind of like
everybody's afraid and thinks he's a piece of shit,
right?
Because of his brother. Yeah,
like they call him like they just call him names and shit. They call him a Nazi and shit. You're just like,
is Andy short for Adolf Jr. or fucking little Adolf?
Yeah, and they fuck with them.
Is it a romantic comedy because he's trying to get a girl?
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rom-com, dude.
Oh, that's right.
Falls in love with a Jew.
Oh, fuck. Okay. So maybe we switch it around, and the Jews are the mean ones, and they're the ones fucking with him. Like, hey, you can't fucking bully us now, motherfucker.
Yeah,
you know,
fucking Nazi bastard.
You Nazi piece of shit. You German fuck.
Yeah.
You know, they're like mean as fuck. Like people
Yeah.
think Jews are like not mean, and they're just fucking bullying them, fucking them up.
Right.
And they always say Jews have like they like to save money and shit, so they beat the shit out with bags of coins.
Yeah.
They're always with these coins. They're just fucking wailing on him all
Yeah.
the time. On the way from school, they're fucking throwing handfuls of change in his face.
Yep.
So he always has like these weird scratch marks on his face. Because he doesn't want to fight or anything, so he's just like, leave me alone.
Right.
He's like, quack, quack, just fucking him up.
Right, and he falls in love with the fucking
the main guy's sister.
The main villain's or the main bad bully's sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And her name is.
So okay, hold on. So here's the thing, though. The bullying happens when they are kids, but they grow up, and the fucking bully is still a dick to them because they kind of still live in the same town. Yeah. The bully, Bill Hader.
Yeah.
Bill Hader, because he could do a funny German accent.
Yeah, for sure.
Fuck you, Nazi. You like shit like that, right? You're just like, fucking Bill Hader would kill that, right? And then Seth Rogen plays Andy.
It's already funny with those two guys.
Yeah. Yeah. And then.
So how do they get back into like meeting each other as adults? Maybe Seth Rogen's character Andy leaves to America and gets really into school and stuff like that because he wants to be left alone, and goes back to start some kind of a company.
Yeah.
And the company has to interact with that dude somehow. Like maybe they have to become business partners somehow, and then he realizes, fuck, dude, maybe my dream won't come true because this motherfucker is gonna keep fucking with me.
Right.
And he keeps trying to bully him into running the company.
Yeah. And I can imagine like at the school, they're just like teaching about Adolf Hitler, and he's just like.
He changes his last name to something funny. Instead of Hitler, it's like Missler. Instead of hitting, it's like
yeah.
Andy Missler.
Hickler.
Andy Hickler.
It's just a few syllables off.
How about it's spelled out, I'm not Hitler, but he pronounces it different. Like, Hamna Hitler. And they're like, what? I'm not Hitler? No, that's not how you pronounce it. And he's always trying to convince him that's not how you pronounce it. It's like, your last name's I'm not Hitler? No, it's I'm not Hitler.
Yeah, I'm the Hitler, dude.
It's a traditional German name.
Yeah.
I'm not Hitler? No, it's Hamna Hitler.
That's perfect. Andy Hamla
like,
Hitler, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's the one.
Like,
this might be the best concept yet, dude.
He's just always like, fucking, people are always fucking with him for that. Like, oh, can I get one of your business cards? Your name's Andy, I'm not Hitler? No, where the fuck do you see that?
And then we have to like cast the love interest, the girl.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the girl from 50 Shades of Grey. Dakota Johnson, I think her name is.
Okay.
Maybe her.
Yeah, because it's like way out of his league.
Right.
But she knows that he has a good heart.
Right, and that
he's she
not
could be
Hitler.
related to Bill Hader. I can see that a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
And then she has a strong accent, too.
Right.
And it turns out that she's the primary stakeholder in the company that he needs, not the brother.
Oh, okay.
But he keeps playing like, I'm the primary stakeholder, and he wants to punk him to take over the business.
Right.
And then he falls in love with her. And then they go on a few dates and shit, and like they're funny. But this is where you know how those movies always have a thing where like it's great, and then it goes bad, and it goes back to great again.
Yeah.
It goes bad because she finds out that he's trying to like be in business with that, and she thinks that he's only doing that, trying to get with her to get the company.
Right.
But in reality, he really loves her. So at the end, he ends up saying, "I'll give it all up to be with you."
And then she finds out and then also simultaneously she finds out that he's related to Hitler.
Yeah.
And so then she has like the kind of like oh shit.
And then the big fight scene between him and Hader, they're like, just admit it, you're just like your brother. And he does the fucking Hail Hitler with the hand, and they're like, I told you. And as soon as he does, like, kicks Hader in the nuts. He does it just to like distract him, you know, like, I knew it, I fucking knew it. And he fucking kicks him in the nuts.
Yeah.
And then he does like a fucking tomahawk, like comes down with a tomahawk chop in the neck, dude. And that's the fucking fight scene.
Right. It's kind. Yeah,
Why
that's
does it turn on
perfect.
these lights?
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah, you can turn that one on.
Which one is it?
It's the middle.
We might have to time stamp me standing up because you're gonna see my fat ass get up. Let me get out of the fucking frame here.
Yeah, it's the long one. That's the best one, dude. All right, you draw one now.
All right,
Actually, 3.
Oh. Okay. It's called My Best Friend. ... That doesn't even know me.
A parasocial relationship of sorts.
So they're best friends, but the best friend doesn't even know him or her. My best friend that doesn't even know me. So it's a sci-fi thriller. So it has to do with time travel. So that's why they don't really know, because they go back in time and he makes a best friend that doesn't even realize who he is, doesn't really know him, that he's a time traveler. Did I totally fuck that up?
So what you're saying, so what you gathered is, or so what you're trying to say, or like what I gathered from that is, he doesn't really know that he's a time traveler?
Okay, so how about this? Yeah, it's the year 3033.
Right.
Fucking crazy into the future. We finally discover time travel, but we don't know if it works.
Right.
So this guy decides to go back in time to be the test subject to see if it works, because he's antisocial. He's a nerd. Nobody likes him. Everybody treats him differently. So he's like, "What do I got to lose?
Right.
Like, my life sucks here. I'm this super brilliant guy,
Right.
but nobody even cares." So they're like, "We could send you, but we don't know how to get you back. We don't know if you're gonna come back. We don't even know if it works. It may disintegrate you." And he's like, "I want to try it because he helped invent it."
Right.
But he has no friends.
Mm-hmm.
So when he goes back in time, he meets someone that's just like him.
Mm-hmm.
And they become best friends, and he actually realizes like he has a friend, and then he has to do something.
I think they tell him that he has to press a button to come back, and he just decides not to, because he decides to stay in the time he wants.
Oh no, I got it. So let's change it all around here. We're back in the future, 3033. You know those threes because those are your numbers.
Right.
And he has a best friend in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But to save his best friend's life, he has to go back into the past so that they never met, so that his best friend could live. So it's his best friend, but his best friend will never know him.
Why though?
Something happens where, like, because they met, he ends up dying somehow, and
Right.
and it like ruins him. Or they're doing testing shit like Brainiac people do,
Right.
and he volunteered for it, and it hurt him and it killed him.
Damn.
So then he wants to keep his best friend alive, so he goes back and he ends up inventing a time machine to go back to make sure his best friend never knows him. So my best friend that never knew me. And he has to go back to figure out a way to make sure that his past him never meets his past best friend.
Right.
So that he doesn't kill him. But then when he does that, it alters his future, and he never becomes this Nobel Peace Prize guy to make this time machine.
Right.
And now he's stuck in the past.
So it's like an adventure action movie.
Yeah.
So he's stuck in the past.
Because he changed it.
Right.
So now he has to decide in the movie, do I make sure that they meet again so that I can make it back, or do I leave it and I stay stuck in the past?
Mm-hmm. Maybe his friend becomes a Nobel Peace Prize like guy. Like he becomes super famous and successful and happy and shit.
Yeah.
And so that he's left with the dilemma of do I remain selfish, or do I allow my best friend to get the glory?
Yeah, and then he's stuck in the past to die there.
Yeah. I like that.
So how does it end, though?
I don't know.
It ends really sad where he decides to let his best friend win it all. And he's there when they're older, and he's old. And he shakes his hand, and he's like, do I know you? And he's like, no.
Yeah, and that's how it ends.
Congratulations. And he hugs him.
Big fan.
Yeah, big fan.
Right. And that's how it ends.
Always knew you could do it. And he's like, do I know you? He's
Yeah.
like, no, you don't know me.
Right, and then it
And
ends.
it ends.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff in between, but that's like the main scene.
Right.
And it's like everybody's all choked up, like, did the right thing.
Right.
So we gotta pick someone that would look super smart. 2 people.
But it also looks fucking dorky as shit. So it can't be
Yeah.
like a smoke show like Mark Wahlberg. It's got to be somebody who looks like they could be fucking antisocial and weird. Or not antisocial and weird. Yeah, just kind of like an Andrew Garfield.
There you go.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield is one. The main character.
Right. And then the Nobel, the friend who dies,
and he has to bring back. You're gonna get it, Xander Vasquez.
That guy from Mindhunters, the main guy from the Mindhunters, the weird one.
You watched it?
I've seen 5 episodes.
What do you think?
5 more. I fucking love that show.
I'm telling you, dude, it's fucking crazy to hear. When you realize that, I know this is way off what we're talking about here, but when you realize that these are real motherfuckers,
right?
You're just like, holy
fuck. I was telling Lizzie and Unique about Ed Kemper.
Oh yeah.
He's the scariest serial killer of all time because he's like the guy, like you see him and you're like,
his presence alone is frightening. It's
frightening, but also what's more frightening is he's the nicest guy ever.
Yeah, you never know.
You would just be like, if you had a normal conversation with him and nobody knew if a person who didn't know who Ed Kemper was and what he did, if somebody met Ed Kemper and didn't know what he did, and we're just meeting him and having a conversation with him, they'd be like, dude, that guy was fucking awesome. Like, he'd be my, I'm sure he's like my best friend.
I'm sure that he has friends that are like, I still can't believe he did that.
That
dude was my boy. Like, that was my neighbor. We used to go get ice cream after school. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, also what I found out too is I watched the episode where they introduced Ed Kemper, and then I watched an actual Ed Kemper interview. What I think is cool is they use lines from an interview in the actual show.
Yeah.
So like when he's like talking about how his mother's saying shit like, because of you, I haven't had sex with a man in 7 years because of my serial killer son. Like, that's something Ed Kemper actually said in an interview. And then he was like, and then I killed her and chopped her head off and fucked her. And then I was like, now you've had sex with a man. He said that in an interview. And you're just like, whoa, dude.
Sick motherfucker, dude.
Sick motherfucker, dude.
Yeah.
Sick motherfucker. But he's like the nicest guy ever, the smartest dude ever. And the scariest part is he didn't get caught. He turned himself in.
Yeah, that's the only
reason.
That's
the scariest part is he would have still...
He's probably so smart. He probably could have maintained getting away with that shit.
He could still be like everybody's best friend now, and nobody knows what he actually does on his side hobby right now.
Yep.
Right now, he could still be doing that shit. But he would just one day was like, you know what? Like, this is...
Which
character
were you saying would be it, though, from that show?
The main detective.
The white guy?
The awkward one, the one who's, like, super fucking weird.
So, okay.
But he wouldn't be acting like that character. He would just a look.
Yeah, okay. And then he ended up winning the Nobel Peace Prize. Andrew Garfield led him.
You're right.
But Andrew Garfield looks a lot younger than him.
Andrew Garfield now, you think?
Yeah. Maybe a young Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
A young Ralph Macchio.
Or
I think that'd be a pretty good movie, dude. Like, if we sat down and actually wrote every scene, I think that'd be a pretty crazy movie.
Yeah, that'd be a crazy one. Maybe, how young are we going? If we're going young, like a Timothy Chalamet.
No, not that young, because you're right. Because if they're already, like, geniuses and shit, they're pretty established and winning prizes. So I'd say, like, early 30s.
Okay. So we're thinking, like, so, like, Andrew Garfield's a good one. And
My
then...
best friend that doesn't know me.
Right.
Coming to a theater near you.
Right. God, the second one's hard to cast.
I like that guy. That's good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's recency bias though, because I just watched it.
Yeah.
So that's probably why he came to mind. But
that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Gonna grab another one. I like that movie.
I like that
I'd
movie
watch it too.
I'd watch that shit.
I like the comedy too, the Hitler one. That's funny.
Stuck in an elevator.
I heard that one.
A show about a father and his son. He started a podcast.
Okay, it is a show, but it's a prank show. And like they get people stuck in an elevator.
So it's not a movie. It's a show.
Yeah.
Okay.
They get people stuck in there to see how they react to different things. Like some people, they go in there and they purposely try to piss them off to see if they snap.
Mm-hmm.
Or they go in there, they do random things like fucking, like this guy sitting there in the corner, he's holding his stomach, and then just to see how the person, like, oh, I'm sorry, I have stomach issues when I'm scared.
Right.
And it's like, fuck, man, this fucking guy, dude.
Right.
He's trying to get reactions out of people.
Right. Or the guy's like, one of the pranks is like they get stuck and he's like, dude, I gotta piss, man. I can't fucking hold it, dude. I can't, man. I'm sorry. I can't fucking hold it. And he pisses in the corner, just leaves a fucking pool. And the guy's like, one of the victim of the prank's like kind of like getting in the corner, trying not to touch the fucking piss and shit.
Or the guy that has to piss is telling the guy, like, I have to fucking piss really bad. But he's in a upper body cast with his hands out. So he's like, dude, I need you to pull it out. Like, I'm going to piss myself. And if I piss myself, it's going to start to smell. And it's going to be stuck in here. Like, just prop the door open a little bit and I'll piss out the door. But you got to pull it out for me. You got to pull it out. Like, just fucking grab it. Like, you fucking just... It's not gay, dude. Just don't look at me in the face. Just grab it, pull it out. You know, just random shit like that. Trying to get people to snap.
Right.
Or, like, they drop the elevator a little bit to see if everybody... Like, just to get the reactions of people.
They drop shit in there, like snakes and shit.
Or, if it was a movie, we could do, like,
If it were a movie, it'd be
how about this? Like a sad movie where, like, this guy was stuck in an elevator with this kid that's, like, kind of autistic.
Right.
But smart, too. Like, you know, like, I don't know how to describe it, but, like, a quiet introvert person.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy was on his way to the top floor to jump off the building.
Damn.
But they end up creating a friendship while in the elevator and talking and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he ends up realizing by talking to this kid who's like super smart, intellectual, because he finally came out of his shell to this one person that there is more to life. And,
right.
And when they get to the top, he's like, so where were you going? And he was like, I'm going back down.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how it ends because he was originally going to the top to jump.
Right.
But they it's like this whole movie. It could be really low budget too because the whole thing's going to be filmed in an elevator. You know, and it's just like them talking and doing through different things, and maybe there's like flashbacks when they're talking about stories of them growing up,
right?
And stuff like that. That'd be cool.
That'd be a good one. I don't know why the first person I thought of for the main adult guy was like a comedy actor, like an Adam Sandler or a
Adam Sandler, because he could play super sad roles.
Right.
And the older Adam Sandler now, because when he's older too, because he kind of has this like depressing
rugged look.
Yeah, like he's sad all the time, you know, but he's not.
Right.
And he was on his way to the top to jump, but that kid changed his mind. Yeah. I see the kid as a girl.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
And don't get mad at me. Like I said autistic, but I don't know what I was looking for. But
right.
Like someone that just, I don't know, was an introvert.
Right.
Quiet.
Right.
Was actually even nervous to be in the elevator with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're forced to kind of talk. Maybe Adam Sandler realizes that she's scared, so he's like comforting her, and then they start to talk, and
cracking jokes or something.
Yeah, and then he ends up realizing that he needs to live.
Right.
And then when they get to, I love that scene too. When they get to the top, like, oh, so where were you going? She was going to visit her dad.
Right.
Or something, and he was like, I'm going back down.
Yeah.
Like I was.
Yeah.
I served my purpose for what I was supposed to, what I wanted to come to here.
Right.
Something like that.
Right. And then it to prolong the movie, cuts back and forth it cuts to like different portions about his past, about why he got there in the first place.
Maybe he had a little sister that died from like cancer or something, and that's why he was depressed because he was her guardian.
Right.
And that girl like reminded him of her, and then it made him want to stay alive.
The main theme song of the movie is "Good Day" by 21 Pilots, because you know what that song's about. So they wrote that. Tyler wrote that song with the idea of if he lost everything. So like it's one of my favorite songs too. It's one of my favorite things that 21 Pilots do is they do this thing that I like to call like a mask song, where it's pretty much like a fake mask. So like the fake mask is like kind of like it's like happy and joyful, but behind the mask, behind it all, is just deep and fucking dark and scary. And that's a lot of 21 Pilots' music, and Good Day is a good idea, like a good example of that. Because if you listen to that song, it's like ding, 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 ding. It sounds like a Sesame Street song, and you're all happy, like, oh, I can feel my saturation leaving me slowly. You're like, oh shit, and then you listen to the lyrics, you're like, lost my job, my wife and child. You're like,
should I be dancing?
Yeah.
Or
And so that's the main song.
The thong?
The main thong. The main thong.
You're trying to make it an adult video, huh?
Making fun of my voice. That was a Mike Tyson impression. I'm gonna call my boy Mike.
You whip my ass. The door just pops open. He's like, "You talking shit?"
What's wrong with what he said?
I understood.
I like that song too.
He just starts
I like
singing
that song too.
And then he just starts singing it. Dancing and shit.
Yeah. I like that one. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get one from the bottom. Time. You hear that? Jesus Christ. Time. It's a lot of time travel movies, so we gotta change this one up. Like, make it something unique. A live action Life is Strange movie.
What is Life is Strange?
There's this game called Life is Strange, and the whole idea of the game is you're this character named Max, and she has the power to turn back time, and she uses it to like alter like events and shit. Like, so she initially finds out that she has the power by her best friend dying, and then she turns back time and then saves her best friend, and then she just keeps doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it and it's a decision making game. So like the whole game you're just making decisions, rewinding time, trying to make the right decisions, save the right people and shit. And then at the end it comes back to her because she uses this ability, it causes like a fucking tornado that takes out her town and starts like the apocalypse.
Oh shit.
And so spoiler alert for people who haven't played the game, at the very end she rewinds time all the way and lets her best friend die.
Ooh. Yeah.
And then it saves the world.
And that's a live action of that? So I guess all we have to do is
it wouldn't be it wouldn't be, I guess what I'm saying, just to make it interesting, it would be like a live act. It would be like a spin-off of that, like a different version of that.
And maybe she's going back in time to alter major events like JFK's assassination.
Yeah.
Assassination of Martin Luther King.
Mm-hmm.
And things like that.
Right.
And then it helps with today's day and age because we had two of the most big guys that were going against racism stay alive instead of being killed in that time frame.
Right.
So then nowadays we're not stuck in what we are now with racism.
Right. But then it starts the apocalypse.
It would be a good now times type movie.
Right. It would start the apocalypse because the whole idea of the movie is like evil will find its way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
like
so now it's just building up.
It's just building up more and more.
Stopping it.
Yeah, like evil will prevail. Like it's a thing where it's kind of like chaos will ensue no matter what.
And then she has to keep going back and letting them happen, but she watches them and it like breaks her heart.
Right.
And it slowly starts to like destroy her.
Mm-hmm.
And then the end she ends up dying somehow, like because she just can't handle all that she's seen and encountered.
Right. It's a good one.
Who is she?
The
chick that's in the new Hawkeye movie.
Haley Steinfeld?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I think she should be it.
I think so too. It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
That's the only girl actor I can think of right now.
It's a good one. I like that plot. All right, this one. Oh, I wrote this one. My boyfriend's a Cowboys fan. All right, you ready?
It's
a rom-com
about a gay couple. Sorry,
it's a rom-com. The main character's a female. Her family are Raider fans.
Oh shit.
And her boyfriend that she falls in love with, she finds out he's like a hardcore Cowboys fan. And he comes to the family and he has to like pretend to not be a Cowboys fan.
For her.
For her, yeah.
And at the end of the movie, he just converts over to being a Raider fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it turns out to be like Gorilla Rilla. Like one of the main guys in the black hole. It's like a origin story of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like an accepting movie.
Yeah.
Where they kind of have to like accept, like, you know what?
I love this woman. I'll do anything.
Right.
And then he realizes that the Cowboys do suck.
But then it gets awkward. That's not the whole plot of the movie. They get married at some point, right? He gives it all up. But then they go to the marriage. And since his family's hardcore Cowboys fans and her family's hardcore Raider fans, they kind of get put in the same room together. They kind of just like redneck guy mix of rumor. How about them Cowboys? Right? And it just chaos ensues.
Or maybe
They
like
start
when
talking shit to each other.
because the bride and groom are not in the chapel yet.
Right.
So like they're all sitting down and they're like noticing each other, like, why are they wearing like those colors and stuff like that? And then like the Raider family's like, hey, I think you guys are in the wrong chapel.
Yeah.
They're like, no, I'm in the right one. This is for so and so's wedding, right? And they're like, so then there's like a lot of suspicion. Like, what the? Why are they all dressed like that? Right? Cowboy hats and shit like that. Like, I didn't know he came from a country family. But
Right.
They're not wearing it because of that. They're wearing it because they're like diehard fucking Cowboy fans.
Yeah.
And then when they come out in a Raider themed outfit.
Right.
And that's how it all starts off, because the guy comes out and like with the Raider shield on his wedding thing. And
Right.
the dad gets up in a redneck voice and goes, "What the fuck?" In the church.
What the fuck is going on here?
And they're like, "Hey, watch your fucking mouth in the church, motherfucker. Who the fuck you talking to?" And they just start going. That's when it starts popping off.
Yeah,
Right
so it
there.
starts popping off, dude. And then there's the whole fucking thing.
Dad, no, just wait, Dad, no.
Yep.
I disown your ass. Come on. Me and my sister are leaving. I mean, my wife. Fuck this shit.
And so the whole plot is like the family's having to like deal with each other,
Yeah.
get used to each other,
I gotta move.
and have to do family activities together.
Yeah.
Like they have to work together and shit.
And they're like, why can't we just let's not focus on football? But how about baseball? Dodgers and Astros.
Yeah.
They're in Texas. Son of a
What's your
bitch.
favorite baseball team? The Dodgers. What about you? Astros.
That's how it ends. Like they finally make peace and they're like finally getting along. And then that's how it goes into part 2 when they realize, but the part 2 is a baseball themed.
My father-in-law's an Astros fan. It's the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they finally get along with each other, and then that's what it is. So mainly, it's not a movie about the daughter and the son that get married. It's more the in-laws.
More the in-laws,
The
yeah.
father-in-law from each side.
Yeah.
The dad from each side.
So those are like the main characters.
Yeah.
You cast like, I don't know, fucking Ice Cube or some fucking mean-looking dude as the father-in-law.
Okay.
Like maybe who's a mean-looking guy? I don't know why Ice Cube was the first one I could think of.
Let me see. Famous cowboy fans or celebrity.
Oh, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Who?
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Negan.
Oh, he's the cowboy fan.
Or the Raiders fan.
So Jamie Foxx is a cowboy fan. LeBron James, Chris Harrison, George W. Bush, Carrie Underwood, Charmaine the God. Yeah, I like Jeffrey Dean Morgan. 'Cause I could see him in like a little country thing.
Right.
What the fuck?
The son who gets married, John Mulaney.
Who's that?
Shit. You wouldn't know. Saturday Night Live writer, famous comedian, famous for doing a lot of shit with Bill Hader. Oh, we watched that panel together on the way home. The one he did with.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's John Mulaney.
Oh, okay.
And then the wife. I was thinking like.
Is the dad still Ice Cube? So there's
Sure. So maybe like Kiara from Outer Banks.
that. Okay. Yeah.
Madeline Bailey.
Yeah.
Because John Mulaney's he's an old guy, but he looks young as shit.
Yeah.
Or maybe you go like fucking
Zendaya.
Zendaya, something like that. Yeah.
No, I like the first one. The chick from Outer Banks. Better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the main scene is like we said. They're like they finally get along. The fucking marriage is working. They're happy, and they're like, you know what? Maybe we should just stop talking about football. Maybe we can join another sport like baseball.
Yeah.
And then that's how they goes into part 2, and they're fucking Astros and Dodgers.
Yep.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
That's a good one. That's
I like
good.
that.
We gotta recast the guy though, because it's a little weird that like the fucking actors are like 20 years apart in age. So Kiara from Outer Banks, and then the guy is
Has to be related to Jeffrey Dean Morgan. So.
Yeah, a white guy.
What about one of the guys from Supernatural? They're older too.
Yeah, they're a little old. If they were young, for sure, like a Jensen Ackles or a Jared Padalecki, maybe.
Yeah. Nothing can top
maybe that's
fucking...
when you go Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
Because I heard he's a really funny guy in real life.
Good movie still, but nothing's topping Andy. Andy, the fucking...
And Guten Tag Andy's the best one. It's not even
that
close.
shit's so fucking funny.
It's not
Seth
even
Rogen.
close. That one's gotta be used, dude. That one's gotta be used. I don't give a fuck. That one's funny. Blood Moon. Werewolf movie.
Okay.
I don't know why werewolf movies aren't used anymore.
Yeah.
Like they kind of like stopped making werewolf movies. And that was like one of my favorite fucking genres of horror.
What if we do it's a crossbreed of a vampire werewolf, that's why it's Blood Moon. It only comes out on blood moons instead of only full moons. It's kind of like a chupacabra type of deal. Sucks the blood.
So you're saying he's a crossbreed of a werewolf and vampire?
Yeah, that's why it's
okay.
That's why it's Blood Moon.
I thought
and then blood moons only pop off like once or twice a year or some shit like that.
Right.
And that's its main feeding time.
Because I thought you were saying like a vampire and a werewolf movie, so where it's like vampires and werewolves, and I was like, isn't that just Twilight?
No, no, it's a crossbreed.
Yeah, a crossbreed.
And it only comes out during blood moons, and it has to feed to stay young.
Mm-hmm. And if he doesn't feed, he morphs into a werewolf.
Yeah. So to stay human, so he does it to stay human.
Right.
Most of the time, but there's gotta be something that happens that causes it to change, or like to maybe he falls in love. I don't know, and the person he was gonna fucking eat, and then he decides just to grow old with him. I don't know. No, because then it'll change him into a permanent werewolf, huh?
Right. It's got to be like a horror thriller movie. He's like he maybe gets thrown into prison. Somehow he like commits a crime and they throw him into a cell, and he's like, I gotta fucking feed. And the officer's like, man, what the fuck is wrong with you? Shut up.
The officer goes in there to beat the shit out of him.
Right. And
police brutality, wants to go in there and be like, oh, all right, you want to be a fucking funny guy?
Right.
He goes in there to try to fuck him up, and that's when he turns.
And he turns into a werewolf and he fucking eats him.
Eats his ass.
Yep. And then there you go. You got your werewolf movie.
But he also doesn't. He's not a bad guy. Like he does it just to survive. Like he doesn't want to, but when he transforms and he has to feed, like it ravages him. It makes him fucking crazy.
Right.
But when he's human, he's like he wants to find a way where he doesn't have to keep doing that.
So is he a vampire year round, like all year round, but it's only on the blood moons where he has to stay on top of it, or what?
Ooh, that's interesting.
And he doesn't drink human blood. He just goes to like he like steals from blood centers or whatever the fuck
blood
people
banks
don't
and
blood
stuff?
banks and shit. That's what I was looking for.
Interesting.
And then only in blood moons is when he has to like pay his dues almost.
Yeah. And he converts.
Yeah.
And then maybe he tries to do when he knows that it's uncontrollable. Maybe he tries to only go after bad people.
Mm-hmm.
To justify it. But then he has to fight John Cena at the end. This was a tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I feel like
because he's got to die at the end, so there's got to be like a main character that's not the werewolf, because he loses control when he turns into the werewolf. That's why he doesn't want to become a werewolf. It's because he loses control, and he just becomes a full-blown werewolf and just starts fucking the town up.
Maybe it's they live in Transylvania, which is a primary vampire town, and his wife doesn't realize that he's half werewolf during blood moons, and she's the one that has to take that fool out eventually when she realizes that it's a werewolf, which is like the arch enemy of vampires. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. It's a hard one.
Yeah, that is hard.
They don't make really good werewolf movies anymore.
Or maybe he's just a fucking bad guy all around. He's a fucking asshole, and we just make it a great action horror style movie. You know, like you said, they don't make those anymore.
Right. And then we get main characters that come across and we have to stop them.
Maybe it's in like a good werewolf movie with like American Werewolf in London or whatever. Maybe he's a London werewolf / vampire, and there's some Americans over there on vacation, and they meet some locals, and they're telling the tale of this fucking vampire werewolf crossbreed, and they're like, oh, whatever, you know, and they're like, yeah, you know, every blood moon he comes out and he fucks people up.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually one where you guys are here on vacation. They're like, oh, whatever, you're just trying to scare us.
Right.
And those are the main characters that end up going after him because he tries to go after people that are not from there because he thinks that they're fucking...
Right, and then they get into like this cabin or whatever that they're staying at, and the werewolf goes over there to fuck them up, and then they survive it. Yeah. And then they prepare for him the next time it comes around.
Like they get back home to the States, and they realize like we can't let him keep terrorizing people. We got to go back.
Right.
We got to end this.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where part 2 comes.
Yep.
How many people?
I imagine a group of 4.
I'm gonna say a brother and a sister.
Mm-hmm.
The brother has a girlfriend, and the sister has a best friend.
So it's 3 girls and a guy?
Or maybe the sister's best friend is a dude. A gay dude. So we cover all fucking premise.
Yeah.
You know? And he's the comic relief.
Yeah.
He's funny as shit.
Yep. He's that guy's John Mulaney. That one's John Mulaney. That's the John Mulaney character. And then you go, the main character is fucking,
what's that girl's name? Let me see.
The other dude is John B. from Outer Banks. Give him a role.
Okay.
And then you get, the sister is, sister's best friend is,
the gay guy?
So there's the gay guy.
Who's the sister's
dude,
best friend?
And then the sister.
No, it's the dude and his girlfriend. The dude's
okay,
sister.
the girlfriend. That's what I was looking for.
Mila Kunis. Young Mila. Or Jordana Brewster.
Who's that?
Jordana Brewster?
Yeah. I don't know who that is.
Let me see a full picture. From Fast and the Furious, that chick?
Oh, yeah. Could go that. John B's actor's like 28, 29.
Oh, yeah, she's older now. Fuck, she's 41, dude. I didn't know that.
That's a young 41.
Yeah, she was born in the 80s. She's younger than me, or older than me.
You could get, It's a hard one.
Yeah.
It's hard because I have like 3 main shows and movies that I've seen recently. So then my mind just kind of swirls around in that region rather than going out into the wild almost.
Maybe Zendaya. We talked about her earlier for a role.
We could get Zendaya, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the sister is it's got to be like a white girl that kind of looks like John B's character.
How about
maybe
what about the chick from Cobra Kai, the white girl with the big head? That was on the Disney Channel.
Peyton List?
Yeah.
We could go with that.
Maybe her.
Yeah, we could go with that. And the main werewolf dude is played by
Benicio del Toro.
Who's that?
He played a werewolf before, but he's a hairy dude.
Oh, you know who? The dude who's in the new Pet Sematary and he's in Lawless. That guy.
Oh, yeah.
I forget his name. He's a really good actor, though.
I know what you're talking about. But it's in London. Don't we need someone with an English accent?
Oh, so you want to go with the British person? Tom Hardy's a Brit.
Yeah. You think he'd be good for it? Let's see, British actors. Idris Elba.
Ooh, go Idris Elba. That's the one.
And also because this guy's like really prominent, like he's really rich.
Mm-hmm.
So when he's not in that, he's like fucking suited and booted, like G'd up, rich as fuck, driving fucking Lamborghinis and shit like that.
Yeah.
He'd be dope for it.
Idris Elba, that's the one.
Yeah, he's the werewolf.
It's a good one. All right, so I say we keep these ones in here.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing.
Recorded an hour and a half. That was a good one.
Yeah, I was just trying to really. I feel like we have.
It's a good mix it up.
Yeah, a good mix it up, and I feel like we have a lot of what's that word? I'm drawing blanks. This shit's got me thinking. Oh, I'm losing all my shit. Like we have like a lot of good ideas, and we're fucking very fuck.
I guess.
Like we have a lot of creative juices, man, and,
right.
I feel like we waste it just talking about sports that everybody kind of knows about.
Right.
And mainly people are just hearing us to either agree with us or bitch about that we're fucking stupid.
Right.
You know, but like most of the stuff we got feedback from was when we were talking about aliens, time travel, just different random shit where we're letting our ideas come out. And I felt like I just wanted to get something where our ideas were coming
the title of this episode is gonna be like a clickbait. It's gonna be called "We Made a Movie."
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, the fucking. How do
the
you say
Guten Tag Andy. Yeah.
That's going to be a fucking
That's a
great
banger,
comedy,
dude.
Hell yeah.
That's a banger
gonna
right
be
there.
Fucking funny.
That's a
I
banger.
wish it would come out.
Right?
But I just wanted to like I said, come out with something crazy, different. If you guys like it, shoot us some movie titles and we'll fucking make a movie out of it.
Right.
Shoot us
we'll
anything.
Throw it in.
We'll throw it into the pot. What you guys think we should do.
Right.
So,
that's a good one.
Yeah.
So
post on the IG.
You could find him. He runs the Stuck in an Elevator podcast Instagram account. You could also follow me at Xander on Twitch, Twitter, and on YouTube. I just uploaded a new Valorant video on my YouTube channel, so go check that out. Make sure you leave a like and a comment. And I also have some new content coming out. I want to give a shout out to a good friend of mine, Seth Hammy. He makes content as well, and we're starting a new Minecraft series together. And I pranked his ass in the very first episode. I'm going to edit that and then upload that soon. So make sure you go to the channel, Xander, and also go check out his videos and shit and his perspective on Seth Hammy. Yeah, it's been fun. We took a little break. We have plans to make up for it, though. Yeah, just be on the lookout, dude. We have some shit coming out.
Let's go.
So yeah, that's that.